Hello, everybody, and welcome to another set of roster reviews. With the road ahead dropping and a lot of new changes incoming, I think it's a great time to look at some accounts and readjust our conclusions or our expectations and plans. So we're looking at Darkseid first. He is in New Heroes of Denmark, so maybe he is from Denmark, I'd assume. But I was in a Brazilian guild at one point, so you never know. Currently in Kyber 2, which is pretty good for 8.4 million GP, and he has 5 Galactic Legends, I believe, so I'd say that's about par. That's pretty great. You're not overachieving, but it's pretty much expected, and no profundity, so that's actually a little bit impressive, honestly. And let me just check on that. So, yeah, for Galactic Legends, is it only 4, actually? So no Ray, no was it Jabba, and no JMK, or JML. Too many J's. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, those will be easy targets to get. Let me just check if he is working on profundity. Nope, doesn't look like it. And at this point, it's, might be a good idea not to. Is, however, seeming to be working on Leviathan. Has Darth Malik ready. Revan seems like it's getting there. Malgus, you don't need to worry about. HK needs to get up to 7. So Trooper Semprin 5, 7. Oh, no, she does not need it. And then probably Darth Maul's not ready yet either. So yeah, definitely going for Leviathan right now. I would anticipate. Not sure what they were doing before that. By the way, this player said that they started in 2015, but took a long break around the time the Revens came out. So it's a technically first year account, but with a gap. And they said they used to be completely free to play, but now spend about $20 a week or 20 pounds a week, or 20, I don't know, whatever currency they use, euros, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, Sith faction looking fine, except Talon, I guess he doesn't have Starkiller. So that'll be another project to work on as well. And let's take a look at some other factions. Maybe just pop into Bounty Hunters. Oh, no. What I wanted to look at is Hunt Cartel, because he doesn't have Jabba. Let's see if he is working on it. Doesn't appear to be working in earnest, because we don't have Skiff Lando anywhere to be seen. Boosh and Grisin are at 4-star. And it brings an interesting question. With the new raid coming out towards the end of the year, if you're far away, does it make sense to go for Jabba super fast? And for an account like this, 8.4 million GP, I think it definitely does. For a brand new account, it still makes sense in some ways, but not as much of a slam dunk as it was before. I thought the crate raid would be the dominant raid for at least a year, but it seems like they're trying to get it out, or get the new one in within 6 or 7 months of crate coming out. But there's still, Jabba is still plenty valuable. For an account like this, he definitely needs to get Jabba probably right after Leviathan. And it looks like from his Rebel faction that he is starting to work on Jedi Knight Luke at least, because he's got Rolo, Captain Han Solo, Lando, getting up there. R3 Han Solo, Anthropy, and Chewie. All these guys are R3. That is a bit of a confusing choice, in my opinion. I think you'd want him at least R5. Not too many Datacrons used on this account, but still, like, that's such a good team. It's like such a dominant, amazing team. What do we got here? R7 Mace Windu. That's I'm trying to see where his relic priorities are. R5 Qui-Gon, 5 JKR. Bastila is low. She's gonna need to get up for Leviathan for sure. Obviously. And what else? Empire. Haven't checked that yet. Pretty filled out Empire. What is this? We gave R7 and Omicron to Krennic. We're taking CLS to at least R5. Maybe he's an Empire lover. We do have an R7 Einbercio. It's not a bad choice, honestly. Yeah, Inquisitors. Is there Grand? No, I'm not seeing Grand Inquisitor. So this looks like a victim of the absence of Grand Inquisitor for a while, but they just dropped like an hour ago that Grand Inquisitor is permanently available in the Journey Guide, so no fear there. But yeah, of course, Mara Jade is not ready for Starkiller. So yeah, a couple priorities. If he's a Grand Arena focus player, which it seems like he is, based on being in Kyber 2, and he also said Grand Arena was his focus, with even focuses everywhere else. Definitely the Leviathan first, because he's already starting to work on that. Jabba next, and then either Starkiller or JML after that, because he'll be closer to JML with Luke already done. But Starkiller would also be a great pickup, and looks like he's pretty close on that. I didn't check Calcatarn. Okay, Robles. Where is he? He's almost 7 stars, so that's something. And Dash Rendar. I might not have Dash upper. Yeah, 4-star. Okay, so probably after JML, I'd go for. Or no, after Jabba, I'd go for JML before Starkiller. That's a pretty good course of action. You might want to put the brakes on Profundity. We'll see how it plays into the interchange of those 3 fleets. But yeah, so those are primary priorities I'd recommend, and Ray's kind of on the back burner. And now time to look at some speed. Of course, Galactic Legends are fastest. 568 is his top speed on a Galactic Legend. Let's see what he mods with Eternal. Yep, doing the pretty slow, plus a lot of health modding build. I mean, it's not too slow. I mean, that's actually pretty decent for a health set and not any speed set. I prefer to put a little bit of extra speed on him just so he gets through his turns faster, because the pure health and really slow can kind of limit. It's kind of interesting with all health mods. I mean, it's great protection. That's amazing protection, but the speed is really low, so I'd probably go for a speed set instead of full health sets, because that's not doing too much. This one, 152 speed, and yeah, just a big offense build, so it's not too out of the norm. Just quick scan for odd priorities. Armor's really high. Maybe this is a crate raid thing. If it's not for crate raid, I don't think it's worth putting that much speed on her. Cat is a little bit slower than I'm used to seeing, 329. And not enough health, in my opinion. I think you really need to stack up the health on her, because that's a win condition when going against Jedi Master Kenobi is killing Cat. So you want her to survive a long time. Maul R8, that's nice. Oh yeah, Gideon and Echo, not too surprising up here. And Mara Jade, she's just going to be going with Palpatine since he doesn't have Starkiller. And I mean, you still want her fast. But I don't know if she is as high of a priority without Starkiller. Probably not. Dark Revan, offense. I like all the health. The speed is good for an offense set, but you don't really want that. I still think speed is king for Darth Revan, so I would recommend switching that. Ron must have a lot of speed because he's slow at the base. 41. I honestly don't think you need as much speed on Thrawn nowadays. He's not as much of a focal point. And this looks actually great for Anakin, since this is a crit damage set and he's really fast. That's pretty nice. And he's getting all that extra offense from his speed under Qui-Gon, so that is perfect. And let's just see what else we see over here. CLS, of course, I've already said I think he's neglected. Malik is like one you can neglect safely. 161k protection. I would just say don't worry about tenacity mods on him, just go for only protection. I don't know if maybe these are just the best mods available for these tenacity sets. Yeah, I'd probably swap out the tenacity sets. You don't really care about tenacity on Malik anymore. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe with him being R9 and he's a solo monster or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was Darkseid. I give him a good grade. I give him like a, for what he's making out of his roster, probably like an A. because Kyber 2, skill rating 3481, is really doing well. So he's really making the most of the roster he has. But the roster building, a lot of work, so I'd probably give it a B. So thanks for letting me look over your account. Next roster we're looking at is the Gindalorian. They're in the Gin Walkers, or Gindalorian probably, not Gindalorian. In the Gin Walkers, 4.76 million GP. And this is a January 2022 account. It is a Hyperdrive bundle account. And back in January of this year, the account was at 3.45 million. So that was quite a good, quite good progression for a year with an account, even with Hyperdrive. I don't know if they spend more on top of the Hyperdrive, but it's conceivable to me that they didn't, but most likely they did. And kind of an interesting roster structure. The only Galactic Legend is Rey, which I can't knock it too much because that was my first Galactic Legend. However, when I got her, there were only 2 Galactic Legends, so take that for what you will. And getting her first, you know, it kind of takes out everyone's last priority for Galactic Legend. What everyone thinks is the one you go for at the end gets that out of the way, and then the rest of the choice is smooth sailing, and she is amazing. People generally don't recommend her just because her requirements aren't that useful, but that has changed to some degree because of this woman, Zori Bliss. She is so dominant. He's already got 2 Zetas on her and the Omicron, and I'm sure in Chromium this is dominating for this player. Almost at 7 stars, so that's going to be amazing. And that gives you 2 awesome teams. I mean, you take the Finns in the pose, put them with Zori, and he probably does not have Ben. Yeah, because probably only recently unlocked Proving Grounds, and unless he spent a bundle, he wouldn't get anywhere. Otherwise, I mean, you can put pretty much anything with Rey, light side, make it work. So JTR and Holdo are fine there without Finns and Pose. And, well, you know, I mean, BB-8, you can make it work. At a lower level, that's plenty. So making good use out of resistance, it's interesting. I still wouldn't recommend that order, but it works. I don't think for ships, I don't think they have any meta fleets. So right now I'd recommend going for Executor still for sure. That's still my top priority for a player at this GP. It's honestly something you might have wanted to go for earlier before Rey. But Leviathan definitely does not change the priorities for a player at this level. It's going to take way too long considering Malgus, also Fury, so don't even worry about it right now. So Executor first, and then probably Sith Eternal Emperor next. I think Rey and Sith Eternal Emperor will make a nice combo. Jabba, it's like, I mean, he probably doesn't have progress towards Jabba. Well, 5-star Skiff Lando, 4-star Bush. Okay, so he might be farming the shards. I think that can actually take a back seat until they're accelerated, which should be soon. But it's like, you've come this far, might as well wait a little bit longer to do that. The Eternal Emperor would just be quicker, and it's going to follow closely after the Executor. And by the time this guy would get Jabba, Crate Raid might be displaced, which is unfortunate, but we don't know right now. But the Emperor faction looking good. These Imperial Troopers work amazing, even at low gear or not in relics. Same thing with Emperor Palpatine, our Jade team. So them and Darth Vader are probably doing wonders. Inversio, got the Omicron. Inquisitors, yeah, it's slow farming them. I honestly wouldn't rush Inquisitors with this account either, so I don't blame them. Let's check out Bounty Hunters. You know, it's got a lot of work, especially if you want to get Executors, so that is a pivotal focus very soon for this player, or should be. Jedi looking good, and I hadn't commented on it yet, but General Skywalker, that's also a very long farm, so they've got Rey and General Skywalker, which, you know, again, fantastic characters, but with how long they take, that's not something I recommend to new players, but Hyperdrive, it might make it a little bit easier to get him. Not totally sure. I like that Shakti is gear 12. She's a great character, but I think you can kind of put her on the back burner at this point for a little while. It's got Qui-Gon working, Gear 12, just fine. This guy's not making use of tons of Datacrons yet, so no need to rush him to Gear 13 in Relics. You just want him to die anyway. And no cam here, so that's not too surprising. It takes a long time to get Ki-Adi-Mundi, and you gotta be in the right guild for it. Let's check out Rebels. Serviceable, for sure. Gear 12, Chewie, and Gear 11, Han. Got all the Zetas. C-3PO already. So this is actually decent for this level. This is a good amount of development on the Rebel faction. I don't care about Mon Mothma anymore. It's not a priority. I mean, Rex is going to be crazy, but that's a long way off, especially for a player at this GP. Taking a look at Sith, similar to, we're seeing some Empire overlap, but Darth Rev and R5, I do love that. I really love that. Malik is 6-star as well, so awesome character. Only Gear 8. Maybe he unlocked this guy recently or something, but definitely put some more gear into him. Even while you're working on Executor, just make that team that much more powerful. Third Zeta on Revan. Oh, the leader is the one you want to go for first. So I need a Zeta on that leadership there. Traya, you know, you can afford to wait a little bit, or maybe just slap him, give him to like Gear 10 and give the Omicron. That is a high priority Omicron. You already got Savage. Press a Gear 10. I know it's a lot of different priorities, but that's just going to make a big difference at Grand Arena. But overall, still making good progress across the important factions. So in order, I'd probably recommend Executor, then Sith Eternal Emperor, and then work on some of these Sith factions that you already have farmed, but just need development in, like Traya team, Malgus for the Sith Empire team, and stuff like that. And everything else, you got a lot of the bones in place. I mean, Grievous is there too. It's working well for Malevolence, I'm sure. Actually, forgot to check on this star. Both of these at 7 stars, so that's fantastic. R8 on GK, so maybe he's going for JMK actually, which isn't a bad idea as well, but it's just like how long is it going to be until you get Commander Tano? That's the thing. You don't need to rush it if you're not going to get here super soon. So looking at speed, or just for the mods, let's check Rey out. It's not, I mean, it's decent. It's like okay. R7, so 10k offense is alright. It's going to be weird evaluating this one because there's a lot of the characters that we're used to focusing on speed aren't possessed in a developed manner by this roster. 326 speed on Finn. That's not a bad place to put it with this roster. Darth Revan, 314. That's plus 140. So you can tell it's a newer account also through the mods. These are good sets. I don't know if you want that much speed on Padme, but maybe he has a use for it. Revan should definitely be faster than Padme, plus 138. And she is plus 131. Okay, so he does have the faster mods. He's just a slower base. Moff Gideon, very fast. That makes sense. Maybe he's doing Kid Bay, so actually that would be a pretty nice combo. Except, I don't know. I don't know if you want him... You probably want him going before her in that lineup, actually, though, so who knows. And yeah, continuing the trend, we've got fast resistance. So his Zori team is probably quite a menace at his level. But a lot of things, other things, not as much. Rex, 281, I think that's fine. You honestly don't need him super fast. Like, 501st, if they're going to win, they can make it work without Rex being blazing fast. Then Vader, you don't want a speed set on. You want more damage. Yeah, because you're going to get plenty of turns anyway. Once you get that first turn, especially under Palpatine, that's not really doing anything for you in the rest of those 5, 6, 7, 8 turns you're taking. So do an offense set there for sure. Try to get some speed, but definitely an offense set. And get a little tired of looking at the mods, so I'll probably Stop soon. This is really good. That wasn't to say there's anything wrong with these mods necessarily, but I'd like to move on. This is actually very good. General Skywalker protection. Pretty slow. So you do want some more speed there. Otherwise, it's a good schema to follow. So yeah, that is Mr. Gindalorian, everybody. Thank you so much for letting me look at your account. Chromium 2. It's hard for, I guess that's decent. I mean, it's in the higher Chromium. I can probably peek on over to Erodium soon. I guess if he was in Erodium, I'd be very impressed. So Chromium isn't a bad place to be at this point. So I'll give the roster like probably a B plus. Because I mean, Rey isn't the right choice. Not that there's any right or wrong choice, but like it's not what I'd recommend for a roster to start with a Galactic Legend. Especially not for Executor. But he does have a lot of other great supporting teams, which I like to see early, like the Revens, fantastic. General Skywalker is very strong. Got Padme going, got a serviceable CLS team. So they are doing pretty good, just in a different order, which is completely fine. And the last account we're looking at today is Celebi. Nice Pokemon reference there. But when they requested a review, their name was Modmaster Excellence, which is quite the name to have on an account. I think it's probably good that they changed it. But still, that reveals what they value. So I'll be looking forward to checking out their mods at the end. 5.8 million GP, started in July 2019, which, for an account that old, I'd say this is pretty low. Their spending habits are just discount hyperdrive and I think otherwise free to play, but they said they still think in the old system of Grand Arena. So that just means that they value having lower GP and avoid leveling up things that don't need it. Which, obviously what? Yeah, right away. I didn't expect to see that. Luke, Chewbacca, and Han Solo at level 1. That is a mistake. That is not an editorial choice you make with a roster. That is just a mistake. No, don't like it. Let's see what else is missing down here as a glaring omission. Did they forget they have CLS? I don't know. I mean, with some of this stuff that's built up, it's like, Zalbar and Mission Gear 12. I guess that's for Malik. Gear 12 Ewok Scout. Really? And you don't have CLS, Han, and Chewie? I don't know. I don't buy it. So looking at the top of the roster, there are some great things about it. 2 Galactic Legends. 5.8 million. It's not terrible. For a 2019 account, I'd say that is kind of terrible. You need more Galactic Legends at this point. Got an R9 Starkiller and Malgus. This is Love Starkiller, so that's not too surprising. What are the mods like here? 100k health, very good. 144 speed, also very good for having that much health too. With the crit damage triangle, and a lot of offense. So this is actually fantastic modding on Starkiller. Just a quick preview of mods. So they got a lot of the Conquest characters. Maybe that's their name of their game, is getting Conquest characters, not getting Galactic Legends, or worrying about crappy legendaries like Commander Luke. But Gas 2 takes a while, Malik. So they have like a lot of the core in place, it seems like. Oh, so 3 Galactic Legends. Duh, this was also in their arena team. So they just got JMK, I'd assume, since it's Relic 3. I definitely need to bump him up. 594 speed. Okay, so maybe they weren't kidding on the Modmaster Excellence thing. Really good mods. Is that merited? Is that warranted? I don't know if you like have that good of mods, but a roster that is lacking a lot or lacking things that are just right there for the picking. I don't know. Betrayal Omicron looks good. Our Jade, of course. Because it goes with Starkiller. The Omicron. And Savage Omicron. let me just look at some other factions that I might be missing. Bounty Hunters. This is like all just executor stuff pretty much, and then Grief and Mando at minimum serviceable levels. Do have executor, but only 4 stars. And is that enough? Maybe. I mean, I think it's enough to take out Profundity at 7 stars, so that's acceptable. Let me just check Rogue One. Are they working on Profundity? No, they are not working on Profundity. Are they working on Jabba? No, not working on Jabba. Which, you know, I can understand. Because the Rebels seem very far off from getting, like, Jedi Knight Luke. Ahsoka Fulcrum, I mean, I guess she's pretty good with Starkiller in Territory War. That's not too bad. Or I guess she's like a solo character in Territory War without Cal, so never mind. Yeah, it does have C-3PO, but it just kills me, man. Like, these three, they're all together, they're all neglected, so very weird. What else? Jedi faction is mostly built out. Of course, we're missing Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, but unless you're going for Galactic Legend, I don't think you need to put that many resources into the requirements for Jedi Knight Luke. Might be worth just holding off there. Sith faction, we've already seen a lot of it. All relics. They are all ready to go. And probably he's going for Leviathan next on it, obviously. I didn't think about that right at first. But it seems pretty clear. Sith Assassin is not something you want to take up unless you were going for Leviathan. Sith Trooper's ready. Maul needs some work, but he'll get there, I'm sure. Malak already R9. Darth Revan's probably next. So that's, you know, you're already going for it. That's a good target. But the other priorities I'd look at are, you know, CLS, the whole team, unless you really hate them so for some reason. Starkillers look great. Sith are looking great. Next, Galactic Legend. I mean, Cartel definitely should be a priority still for Jabba. So Leviathan, CLS, CLS even before Leviathan almost, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're committed to Leviathan. And then you got JMK already, so yeah, so Jabba and then JML at some point. Rey can kind of waited on, and then Lord Vader you can wait on as a little bit as well. So let's just dive into the mods now. And as we've already seen a little bit, they have great mods. JMK already looked at. Supreme Leader Kylo, speed set, of course, 587, very fast. Decent health, and good crit damage as well. Physical offense, you know, a little bit low. I'd kind of expect a little bit more. The speed build is definitely really viable, and I'd go for that myself. But I think it's worth putting more into offense, maybe offense cross, or just looking for more high offense percentage secondaries to use. So the Eternal Emperor got the slow philosophy, got a lot of health, no crit damage or anything. So I mean, that's what most people do. I think Zareth has really popularized that modding strategy. And Mara Jade, very fast. Plus 182 is a fantastic set for her. And good potency as well. So, living up to the name so far, or their previous name. Cat, plus 184, 374. I think that's one speed faster than mine. So there's really good mods, and health is a great focus, and the fact that they still have crit damage triangle on top of this is very impressive. 28 speed, 25. Yeah, just very good. Very good mod so far. Darth Revan. 351, yes, very good. I'd like to see more health. He benefits a lot from Bastila's unique, which grants him more health, so I'll probably swap from protection on this to a health 6E. And protection, you don't need that there, either health or offense. Protection goes not quite as far when you're going for survivability. And then Moff Gideon, oh, I'm a little surprised, 341. I mean, that's a great mod set, don't get me wrong, but people usually, when they want speed on Moff, they really ratchet him up. But he's going to go right before Piet. I don't know if that's optimal. So since he's already slow, close to Piet, I might dig him down a little bit so Piet goes first. Just so we can like mark Dark Trooper to help get more assists. Jedi Knight Revan, you know, it's decent. I don't think you need him to be as fast as you once did. And Malik, I was going to say he's too fast, but he doesn't have a speed set. So, plus 151 on a non-speed set is incredible. 200,000 protection is incredible, even for R9. So let's check it out. 24 speed with a protection primary. 27. 20. Pedestrian. 26. 26. And 28. Fantastic. I don't know. I think I might have one 28 speed mod. So that's very, very impressive. Bastille Sean Fallen. Very fast BSF. Plus 168. That is very good. And just slower than Malik, which is kind of what you want. You want Malik to like dispel taunts, then Bastille can target others. Dash 126. So 316 total. We're getting towards the slower end of the mods, but let me just check how many characters are over 300. So 1, 2, 3. Let's check Vader. Is still over 300. Yoda. Just under 300. So maybe Rex is over. That's cut off. Is it Watt? I just realized Magus is really fast. Okay, so Watt is the last 300th character. So we got 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 5. 23 characters over 300 speed. That's not too bad. I think I have like 40 something, but I have a bigger account. So it's not too bad. It's very top focused in the mods, but there's also plenty of non-speed set mods here that are very fast. And that's pretty much all the review I'm going to do of this account for the mods. But they do look like they are very good mods. I just don't know if it's worth the trade-off of not building up more Galactic Legends or the capital ships and the legendaries, hero strings, things like that. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks to everyone that I reviewed. And if you're looking for a review in the future, unfortunately, I'm not taking new requests right now just because I'm trying to make progress on the ones I already have existing. But I do appreciate all the interest and support. Leave a like if you did enjoy this. Don't forget to sub, and see you later.